We are here now, and we're in the garage, and this is the labeling for the garage. And I'm glad that some of this labeling is here, even though it's incorrect. It's not so. That's called handwriting. It's called handwriting. But we got over here, and downstairs AC condenser because it's all wore off, 30 amps. Well, you know what? It takes a 25 amp. It's overfused. Upstairs, condensing unit, 30 amps. You know what it takes? It takes 25 amps. The condensing units are overfused, which means that these breakers will not trip in a timely manner in order to save the equipment. At 5 amps, I don't know what the statistical relevance of that is, except that is wrong. Handwriting is wrong. It's supposed to be printed. See this right here? This is called printing. Alright? I didn't wake up this morning and said, you know what, I'm going to make everybody's life miserable. That's not what I did. The manufacturer also thought there should be some duplicity here on the cabinet. Not duplicity over here. Not duplicity over here. Duplicity over here. So that's what we got. 200 amp cabinet in the garage on the west garage interior wall. Meters on the other side. Not supposed to have a gap more than 1/8 of an inch. How about that? Alright, that's more than 1/8 of an inch? I do. You think fire can jump up through there? I think fire jump right on up through there. I think fire just jump through there. Look at that. You think fire jump through there? I do. When these cables come through this cabinet, they're supposed to have connectors on them. They're not supposed to be like, you think that wire can right there, you think that cable can rub up against the edge of that metal right there and turn into sparks and flames and mass destruction? I do. That's what I think. I think that's what it can do. Is that it? No, it's not it. Here, this cabinet's office has been replaced. Look at these gaps. What do they do? Well, they screwed it in. Screws are nice, fast, and tight. Stick some screws in it, Philip. We're going to the beer store. Oh, Doug, you're the fastest guy in the shop. I know. Getting a raise next week. No. It's supposed to be nailed. I'm going to have these things called instructions baked into the report. Nails have much more shear strength. Nails are faster. Nails are tighter. I said I get that already. But they're brittle. If this structure has experienced a tornado, for example, and the garage got blown up, I get you. It's already got a bad day. But if it was nailed in place, it might be still stuck to a board or something, so your first responder wouldn't have to step over a Sparky box trying to get in to save your life. It's supposed to be nailed in place. I'm sorry. Oh, I woke up and thought of that too. I wake up and think of a lot of stuff, apparently. This is called bundling. You see, this is L1, L2, and your main neutral is coming in. When this box was manufactured, they didn't know where it was going to go, so we could put it in here, but we needed it up here. We could put it in there, but this is where we needed it. We didn't need it up here. What do we do with this? We put all these other wires in here. You're only supposed to bring 2 cables in at a time. It's called the shear effect. That's called bundling. Now, even the explanation, the illustration that I have baked into the report is somewhat apologetic, and I hate discounting my work. I really do. Sometimes the cure is worse than the ill. This is a very common, but I'm not here to apologize. It's wrong. It was wrong. And when they install the box in, I get it. If the box had been like this since 1980, well, it is what it is. But you know, the box is only a couple years old. This was just, it was negligent. If you ask me about that, it's negligent. L1 and L2 coming in, they're supposed to have protective neoprene covers. Sometimes they have some little clear plastic ones, and nonetheless, they're supposed to be covers. If you don't know that's hot, you don't belong in this box. I get that, but you're supposed to have the covers. You are. And over here, you see these white hots coming in here? All right. Well, that's because it's running a 220 circuit. Got a little black marker on that one. Okay, it's supposed to be wrapped with black tape. If you don't know that that's hot, you don't belong in this cabinet, but it's supposed to be wrapped with black tape. It is. And then down here, or somewhere close, you're supposed to have the bonding location labeled. So we don't have the bonding location labeled. These wires are not supposed to be touching the cabinet cover. These get energized. The cabinet cover, what is that? Metal. You want to touch that while these wires are all hot, burning up, trying to electrocute you? Yeah, maybe. Get you started in the morning, you know. Honey, something's happening in the garage. Oh, gotta wake up and go out there and touch it. Okay, that's the way it is. So what do we learn? We learned that our labeling is incorrect. We learned that our condensing units are overfused. We learned that we got gaps that are too large in the cabinet. We learned that L1 and L2 are not insulated. We learned that we got bundling. We got unprotected wires coming up through the cabinet. We learned that our bonding locations not labeled. We learned that our whites are not labeled with hot with one black tape. That's what we learned. Can we learn something else while we're in here? I'm trying. Oh, every once in a while I run out of steam. Okay. There should be a building permit. You don't replace an electric service panel without a building permit. This is obvious. Obviously, this is a replacement. It's obvious that it's not but a few years old. So the building permit should be pretty easy to find. That's what I think.